All right, this is No Cap No Filter Saints. I'm your host Marley G, back at y'all with another one. Saints fall to the Bears 26-14, man. In true Saints fashion, stuff just don't go our way. As a Saints fan, you know when somebody tell you we gonna play a game and on fourth down the team gonna commit a penalty and it's gonna actually help that team that committed that penalty out. That's the type of life that a Saints fan endears. Nothing was just going right for us. The Taysom Hill pass where he threw it to Alvin Kamara on the lateral seemed like a behind pass to me, but when you're a team like the Saints, you just don't get those type of calls. Had that been the Bears, I believe they'd have gave that call to Caleb Williams. Had that been the Chiefs, I believe they'd have gave that call to Patrick Mahomes. But when you're the Saints, you just don't get that type of fortune. So a lot of flags were just, stalling drives. A lot of flags were just, hurting us. Even flags committed against the other team were uh hurting us. I mean, it just was that type of day, bro. And Spencer Rattler, he doesn't get his revenge against DA. DA wins the revenge game. Caleb Williams won the revenge game. So when it comes to the narratives, they got their day today. The Bears are now 4-2, most turnovers in the league under Dennis Allen. So Dennis Allen is very much smiling today on what he's accomplished. I'm pretty sure he had this day marked down on his calendar. A lot of Saints fans had it marked down on their calendar. I did. I would like to see the Saints came away with a win. Kellen Moore could have earned his nickname more tutties, but we were just playing it safe too much in the beginning and playing it a little bit safe too much in the end. I think Spencer Rattler was kind of forcing some things because of the storylines and stuff. You got benched by the guy who's over there with the Bears, number one pick. You was picked in the 5th round. You got a lot of stuff on your name after the Netflix documentary. Dennis Allen, he's the guy who was fired, and you went on this big losing streak, and everybody just talk about all the games that you lost, but doesn't really have any context to everything that you were up against. So I think he was kind of forcing things to try to let the Saints win the game because of him and not with him. And now you're at a point to where you 1-6 and you got the Buccaneers next, you got the Rams next. Those are going to be bad games. At what point do you put in Shuck? Maybe you put in Shuck versus the Panthers. They're not a good team, but at the same time, they do have good defense. So people are like, when should you see what you got in Shuck as the 40th overall pick? I do believe that Carl Granderson was playing his heart out today. He was everywhere. He was having a lot of good contain on Caleb Williams, but ultimately it just wasn't enough. The Saints defense for pass rush lost this game. The Saints defense for run game lost this game. Our run game numbers are, to me, inflated because teams have a lot of success passing on us. So why run the ball if teams are just throwing up the ball, passing on us at will? It was just that type of day, bro. It was just bad. Demario Davis out there missing tackles, showing his age. Alvin Kamara whiffing on blocks. Alvin Kamara could do much better when it comes to pass blocking. Tight ends not blocking good. Juwan Johnson just break your heart. And of course, he gonna make some effort at the end of the game when they plan a prevent defense. Probably it's just all around bad. Blake Group is still missing kicks. Let me get into these stats, man. Spencer Rattler 20 for 32, 233 yards, 2 touchdowns, 3 picks. Like I say, man, not the good outing for Spencer Rattler. I think he was forcing a lot of things to keep drives alive instead of just playing it safe. Because we was playing it safe in the beginning, and all they do is just net you a reception for 1 yard, 3 yard gains, and that's just not going to cut it. And I think he was just tired of that, so he was just out there bombs away or just forcing certain things. Alvin Kamara, 11 catches for 28 yards. He says he doesn't want to get traded, but at this point, you got to see what you could get back from. You got to see what type of capital you could get. If he does get traded, he says he was going to just sip pina coladas and just retire anyway. So when it comes to him, that's, I guess, is different. But I just think we could use Alvin Kamara better, get him lined up with certain linebackers, especially ones that's not that athletic. Having him on Texas routes, having them on wheel routes, having them on option routes. I think he did the option thing very good with Drew Brees, but with young quarterbacks like Shuck and Rattler, I think that'll be a different scenario because that got to do with a lot of chemistry and a lot of timing. You got Kendre Miller, only one carry for 7 yards. I really thought Kendre Miller and Alvin Kamara was going to run the ball heavy in this game, especially with the weather. I thought it was going to be like a little rainy game. So I said, okay, we're not going to pass the ball. We're going to be running the ball and just play things, leaving things on the hands of the running backs and let Shuck just do play actions and things of that nature. But that didn't work out like that. Chris Olave, 5 catches for 100 yards, 2 touchdowns. Pretty solid day for Chris. Still ain't break that 100-yard day, but 5 catches for 98 yards, 2 touchdowns is pretty good. Jawan Johnson's 5 catches for 79 yards. Late game heroics, but it just wasn't enough. Too many drops for Johnson, bro. He had like 3 drops. I think he had one pass where he caught like a little 7-yard first down. We were down by 20-0, I think, or something like that in the game, and he really flexed on the Bears defense. Just like, come on, bro. No type of situational awareness, bro. You just look like a clown, bro. I hate when guys do that. Like, go earn your right to flex. Shaheed, 4 catches for 40 yards. We just not going deep with Shaheed like we supposed to. Like, we not having him set up to where he's out there, having a one-on-one match with a guy. Like, he's not out there. You could just throw that thing as deep as you can. Well, they is playing 2 high safeties now, so it's going to be kind of a little more harder. But at the same time, I just think we should draw up more things for him. Taysom Hill, he basically was a non-factor today. I don't think it got anything to do with his age or injuries. I just think we're just not a good blocking team. Like, our offensive line don't impose our will on the game, the teams that we play. I think I seen Eric McCoy go down with an injury because I seen another guy in place of him. Hopefully he's okay because he's the anchor to that offensive line. He definitely need to come back. That's pretty much it, bro. I would like to see Jack Stoll play a little bit more when it comes to the tight end. I would like to see a lot more of the young guys, man, because Johnson, with these stats right here, 5 of 79 yards, that's just enough to just go ahead on and keep on starting, But at the end of the day, I'm just ready to move on. Demario Davis, 6 tackles. You got Kool-Aid McKinstry, 5 tackles. Justin Reed, 4 tackles. Justin Reed, he's just a 9-impact player. Alontae Taylor, 4 tackles. Quincy Riley, he had a pretty good interception early on in the first half. So that was good for him, for the young guy. Sanka, he had a pretty quiet day, not as impactful as his first couple outings. Chase Young, Mr. Almost Man, he had a pretty good half a sack with Brian Brzee. So that was pretty good. Carl Granderson, he was all over the place. Only 2 tackles, but he was containing very well. He was having a high motor, getting DeAndre Swift on the ground 15, 17 yards down the field as your defensive end. When your safeties or your linebacker should go ahead on and make that tackle way before then. Like, he had a pretty good game. This other guy, Bullard, I kind of like him. He be around the ball a lot. But other than that, man, special teams wasn't good. Tipton, he can't really get no yards. Kendre Miller, he don't really get no yards. It is what it is with them. Blake Grupe, of course, he's going to miss a kick in Chicago in a weather game like this. So, yeah, man, Blake Grupe need to go ahead on and get that C off his chest. Let me get to the Bears. Caleb Williams, he had a pretty good day. He was escaping the pocket a lot, extending drives. Other than that, when it came to passing, he was pretty mid, but he didn't have to really do much when your defense is out there getting all those turnovers and when your running backs are just running all up and down the Saints, and that's what I be saying when it comes to getting favors. Like, he threw no touchdowns today. He has a lot of weapons. He has Kmet, he has Loveland, he has Swift, he has DJ Moore, he has Luther Burden, he has Adunze. But sure, you getting help you getting a lot of help around you, and that's the difference. DeAndre Swift played a hell of a day. 19 carries for 124 yards with a touchdown, average 6.5 yards a carry. The guy behind him, another rookie, Manangai, I think I'm probably butchering his name. I know I heard it all day, but I can't really say it right now and pronounce it. 13 carries for 81 yards, average 6.2 a carry, touchdown by him. They would just had an amazing day running the ball on this, bro. Like Caleb Williams ain't really had to do much because they would just get up and down field on the Saints defense. And I think the Saints defense is, kind of overrated when it comes to the run because teams don't have to run on us when they have so much success with the pass. If it ain't broke, don't fix it mentality. DJ Moore, 3 receptions for 43 yards. Pretty quiet day for DJ Moore. I thought he would have a big day. I thought Adunze would have a big day. I thought Burden would have a nice day. Komet, I thought all these guys would have a big day, but it was all on the running back shoulders today, bro. Trey Edmonds was giving us fits. TJ Edwards was giving us fits. Gordon, he was all over the place. Montez Sweat, he was all over the place. All these guys came prepared to play, and Byard was just back there, just off of instincts, just not letting anything get past him, except those. Well, he wasn't in on those type of plays, but for the most part, when it came to Shaheed, Byard was really watching him. But yeah, Edmonds, he had 6 tackles, Edwards 6 tackles, Gordon 4, Brisker 4, Montez Sweat 4, and Wright he had 2. So, all around good day for the defense today when it comes to Dennis Allen, bro. Dennis Allen gets the win. Kellen Moore, I think Kellen Moore coach is too safe, too much stuff underneath, not enough slinging the pill downfield, not enough trusting Rattler. I just think he misuses Alvin Kamara. I think he misuses Taysom Hill. I'm just not a fan of Kellen Moore's play calling as thus far. Always shorthanded, yes. But at the same time, you put Kevin O'Connell on this Saints team and you put the Rams defensive coordinator on the Saints team, I don't believe we, having a record that we have right now. I just think that you put your guys in the best position to succeed, and I don't believe we're getting our guys put in the best position to succeed. If you see Chris Olave making plays downfield, stick with that. Stop hitting them with these plays underneath. Let that go to Cooks. Let that go to Tipton. Let that go to Vele. Let your runners run. Let your runners run. Other than that, man, that's pretty much all I got to say. It's very disappointing, very frustrating. We got the Buccaneers next. They one of the best teams in the league. They're gonna stump us. They probably having guys come back from injuries, but let them rest a week later. Like, there's no need to even play them. Like, we just not looking good. And if you a Rattler supporter, of course, after a game like this, when he's been playing well all this time, you get the Rattler haters or doubters to come in and say, I told you so. And if you're a Rattler hater or doubter, you were just waiting for that one game where we lose and he have a bad game in the process instead of a game that we lose and he played well. Now, you could just go ahead on and just unleash the whole clip. And it was bound to happen inevitably. I mean, every quarterback going to have a bad game during the season, and it just so happened versus the Bears with the storylines at hand. So it just sucks, man. It just sucks. If we do go to Tyler Shough, I personally won't mind. Like, I never been like, fully on board with just saying, man, Spence Rattler need to be the quarterback of the future. I would like to have seen Spence Rattler start just to see what Kellen Moore can have with him. And then if things go bad, I won't mind going to Shough. That's why I've been this whole time. And if things don't look good with neither one of them, I don't mind drafting the quarterback. But right now, it's looking like we're going to have a pretty top 2, top 3, maybe number 1 pick. I don't mind going quarterback. I don't mind going edge rusher. We need to have impactful players on this team. We need a quarterback that's going to be able to move down the field, you know, and carve up a defense. We need a quarterback that the whole fan base could be in unison of to support behind, instead of just, you know, half 50-50. You know, half of the fans like him, half of the fans don't. And that's how it's been ever since Drew left. Jameis Winston, Taysom Hill, Derek. Well, I ain't gonna say Derek Carr. I think majority was kind of over Derek Carr, but we just need a guy that we know is our franchise guy and our number one quarterback. A lot of stuff get, you know, much easier when you just know this is your franchise guy. Drake May, I'm pretty sure a lot of those fans in New England know that's the franchise. And it's much easier to say, okay, we got our quarterback. Now we got to build around him. That's what we need. We need a guy that we could build around. That way we know for sure, go get edge rusher. Go get a guard. Go get a receiver. Instead of worry about them. Well, we need a quarterback. You know? But I damn sure think we need to go with something that can really just shut down the quarterback, or get a quarterback, something that affects the games. Now, the good thing about it, we already have 2 tackles. So I don't believe we're going to go tackle in the first or second round. You know, guards, they usually get picked in the 3rd, 4th round, stuff like that a lot. Maybe even the 2nd round. I wouldn't mind picking a guard in the 2nd round, but you got to get a playmaker on offense if you do. You got to get a guy on defense that can rush the passer if you do. You know. But other than that, man, I would like to hear from you guys. What you think? How do you feel about Kellen Moore so far? Brandon Staley, I never been a fan of him, like talking about it. I think when he had that Rams team, he was really just living off a lot of the talent that he had. I'd rather the Rams defensive coordinator right now. But let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below, man. Should we go with Shough? Should we stick with Rattler? How you feeling about Kellen Moore? Did Chris Olave change your mind, or is he a number 1 receiver now? Like, let me know what y'all think down in the comment section below. How y'all feeling, man? Who that? If you like the video, go ahead on and like. If you're not subscribed, go ahead on and subscribe to help out the channel. Until next time, y'all, I'll see y'all. Who that?